champions and the boxing superstars, where are you? I'm waiting, let's fight. I'm the most avoided boxer.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so listen, guys, this is a women's boxing update. I'm very pressed for time right now, so we're just gonna cram 3 things into one video. Pay attention to the timestamps for the parts you want to see. But we'll start with Claressa Shields because, as many of us know, she has her fight next week. June the 3rd. It was initially slated to be against Hannah Gabriels. It'll no longer be against Hannah Gabriels because Hannah Gabriels, unfortunately, has tested positive for a banned substance, a Nevada drug test. She's failed it. So, failing drug tests, taking things that are not supposed to be in your body. These things aren't just exclusive to boxing with men. These things happen with women too. So it's unfortunate because Hannah Gabriels, we all know she gave Claressa Shields one of her toughest fights many years ago. But life goes on, and believe it or not, I actually think the replacement fight might be a little bit more interesting because now don't get it twisted. I still think Claressa Shields in this matchup will be a heavy favorite. But to me, it's interesting because her replacement opponent is somebody that's kind of been floundering around the middleweight division, and I honestly feel this fighter has been a bit of an underachiever. I feel like she should have been better than she actually is because she's got a lot of athletic ability. She's just never put it together all in the ring. And her replacement opponent is Marciela Cornejo. Now, I'm very familiar with Marciela Cornejo. Back in the day, she built up quite the Instagram presence. She's not ugly. We're all men here. We have eyes. So she's a lovely looking woman. And I remember back in the day, she was promoting herself pretty hard on Instagram. But so that's how I initially found out about her back in the day. But then I watched her fight, and she's someone that had a lot of athletic ability. She picked up boxing later on in her life. Had a bit of punching power. She had recently done her last couple of training camps with the Benavidez camp, and she was kind of finding her identity as a fighter the last couple of fights. But I've watched a lot of her fights in the past. Cornejo, Marciela Cornejo, I've seen her fight up and down to the level of competition, and I've seen her come up short many times. And I feel like this is a unique opportunity for her because not only is she fighting someone that's good, but she's fighting someone that's great. She's fighting the face of women's boxing, Claressa Shields. A future Hall of Famer, one of the most accomplished fighters in boxing, male or female. And the intriguing thing is, right now, she stated this in her interview with Fight Hype and Chantelle. Shout out to Chantelle. She stated that basically, like, Claressa has fought. She's never fought. Claressa Shields has never fought the Mexican style in the professional ranks, which is true. Claressa hasn't fought the Mexican style, quote unquote, in the professional ranks. But let me tell you this: Claressa Shields is so great. It doesn't matter if she fights the Puerto Rican, the Mexican, the Turkish, the European. Whatever style you want, you want her to face, she's gonna have an answer for it. So my thing is, every last bit of talent, every last bit of commitment, every last bit of desire, every last bit of dedication from Marciela Cornejo, it better be delivered in this training camp because if it's anything short of that, she doesn't have a snowball's chance of hell of winning. That's just the truth. Like, she's really up against it, but I wish her the best because I remember many years ago when I interviewed her on this channel back in 2016 at the WBC convention, she was supposedly supposed to fight Christina Hammer, and it never happened. She has defeated Cindy LeBlanc, who was another common opponent with Claressa Shields. She defeated Cindy LeBlanc many years ago, so she's not a bad fighter. I just think she's been a bit of an underachiever, and she hasn't really completely found her identity in the ring over the years. But I think, listen, I personally believe from what I saw, she was kind of turning a bit of a corner with the Benavidez camp. She's now with Salas out there in Vegas, so we'll see how it goes. But I'll be real, she's really up against it. But either way you cut it up, slice and dice, I think nonetheless, come June 3rd, it is an intriguing fight. So those are just my thoughts on Claressa Shields and Marciela Cornejo stepping in as a late replacement opponent. So make of that what you will. Switching gears, from one Detroit fighter to another Detroit fighter in women's boxing. Alycia Baumgardner, the Bomb, they've announced her next fight. It's going to be July 15th as she defends her undisputed titles. And I think this fight's a very intriguing fight because she's fighting a girl that is the only person to give her a loss on a professional record. And that's going to be none other than Christina Linardatou. Linardatou. I don't know. I'm not even sure how to say her name, but Christina Linardatou. I think that's how you say her name. Please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the only girl on her box that's beating her. And Christina's a very good fighter. You know, Christina has she was world champion herself at one point. She wanted to become world champion after she beat Alycia, and her only losses have come against the likes of Katie Taylor and Delphine Pursoon. So Christina's a very high level fighter. You know, Alycia has gotten better since that fight. She's become a more like fundamentally sound fighter, because if you go back in the day and you watch Alycia Baumgardner, I feel like she was a fighter that was relying a little bit too much on her explosiveness and her athletic ability. And now she's, you know, under the watchful eye and guidance of Tony Harrison, she's been able to kind of blend both of them together. So she's the undisputed champion. She's in a great run of form. She's beaten, you know, Michaela Mayer, Terry Harper, Ella McCallum, and now she's gonna try to do in a similar sense like what Lennox Lewis did in men's boxing. You know, Lennox Lewis had some losses, maybe to fighters he shouldn't have lost to early in his career, to guys like Hasim Rahman, to guys like Oliver McCall. But what makes Lennox Lewis's career so great is that he was able to come back from those losses and avenge those losses in devastating fashion. So I feel like, in a sense, that's what Alycia Baumgardner has a chance to do here. You know, as undisputed champion, to avenge a loss to Christina, and it's gonna be a great fight. And she gets the honor of headlining a fight in Detroit. You know, she's from Fremont, Ohio, which is kind of like just outside Detroit. And you know, Baumgardner has been a road warrior. You know, she's fought Michaela Mayer on the road. She fought Terry Harper on the road. So she really hasn't had a chance to fight big fights in the USA too much. So I feel like this is a big chance for her to increase her stardom in the sport of boxing and really just kind of close the page and get some get back, you know, for some things that happened early in her career. So I'm looking very forward to seeing how that fight plays out. And then lastly, switching gears to the last topic of women's boxing. Lastly, I wanted to give my quick thoughts on Chantelle Cameron's fight against Katie Taylor, because I didn't get a chance to talk about it when it happened. But first and foremost, let me say, like, great performance from Chantelle Cameron. She's really establishing herself as one of the premier fighters in women's boxing. Like, she's got some great wins on her resume, like against Jessica McCaskill, who she beat the brakes off of, Marion McGee, who she beat the brakes off of. And now, you know, look at Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor was trying to box and stay on the outside and sharp shoot and move. And you saw Cameron, yeah, Chantelle Cameron was a bigger fighter, but she was also boxing a very disciplined fight, walking her down to the high guard, finding a home for that right hand, whether it be to the head or to the body. I just feel like from the moment the fight began, you saw Chantelle Cameron really begin to impose her will on Katie Taylor. And don't get it twisted, Katie Taylor had her fair share of successes, but you know, Cameron pretty much was able to be the physically stronger and even at times the more technically sound fighter in the ring. And I think that went a long way for her in the fight, you know, towards beating her. So she beats Katie Taylor, and right now she's still the undisputed champion. She's the woman to beat. And there's some really intriguing possibilities for her, because if you look at 135, you know, you got fighters like Katie Taylor, or not Katie Taylor, you got fighters like Alycia Baumgardner, you got Michaela Mayer. Those girls can come up or she can come down. You know, if they want to really make an interesting catchweight fight, maybe Sky Nicholson can come up from 126 to 35, and she can drop down from 140 to 135, and they can meet in the middle. I feel like now when you talk about the stars of women's boxing, I feel like Chantelle Cameron has definitely done her fair share to make the world take more notice of her. It's not just about Katie Taylor. It's not just about Alycia Baumgardner. It's not just about Michaela Mayer. No. From now on, you got to talk about Chantelle Cameron. And even throwing Amanda Serrano. You know, I saw Amanda Serrano walk around the lobby here earlier on with Fat Joe and whatnot. But if Serrano wants to come up again from 126 to 135, we've seen in the Katie Taylor fight, her power can carry up. So I feel like, you know, any one of the four names, Mayer, Baumgardner, Nicholson, Serrano, there's interesting catchweight fights they can make, you know, at 135, or maybe they can come up to 140. But Chantelle Cameron is definitely becoming one of the women to beat in the sport of boxing right now. So yeah, great fight from her. But yeah, that's my little women's boxing update for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.